I'm Jake. I can't skate. And this is Meet the Class 2026. We're into round 3 now, and this is easily the most polarizing member of this class. At 65th overall, the Flames selected from Vancouver Giants in WHL, Joe Iginla. If that name sounds familiar to you, congratulations, you're alive and have somewhat of a connection to the Calgary or Kelowna area. Joe Iginla is the son of Flames legend Jerome Iginla, arguably the greatest Flame of all time. Well, to me, it's not an argument, but to some people it might be. Joe Iginla, a couple of years ago, was highly anticipated for his draft in 2026. Joe is a 5'10", 170-pound winger. On his way up through the system at Rink Academy, he and his brother Tej both lit up the stat sheet. When Joe made the transition to junior hockey with the Edmonton Oil Kings, the offense dried up fairly quickly. As such, Joe became sort of a forgotten piece of the Oil Kings, but he also dealt with significant injury issues, such as this past season dealing with broken ribs. This past season, across time with both the Edmonton Oil Kings and Vancouver Giants, Joe had 15 goals and 16 assists for 31 points in 59 games. The Flames will point out correctly that much of this year, Joe Iginla was playing through pain a lot of the season. This, no doubt, did affect his offensive output, but his last 2 seasons were not impressive. With that said, this season was a marked improvement, and upon the move to Vancouver, Joe Iginla looked much more dangerous. Heading into the draft, however, he was, by consensus, ranked somewhere as a fringe 7th rounder if he was drafted at all. So it came as a bit of a surprise to many that the Flames would use the first pick of the 3rd round to draft a kid they probably could have gotten in the 5th or 6th round with very little difficulty. At least perceivedly so. For all we know, somebody else in the 3rd round would have taken a flyer on Joe, and then we wouldn't be having this conversation. I'd be lying to you if I said my heart didn't kind of light up when the Flames drafted one of Iggy's boys, especially after missing out on Tej. With that said, would I have used the 65th pick in the draft to do it? Probably not. For their part, the Flames have been stubborn about this pick. Not only repeatedly asserting that Jerome had nothing to do with the pick being made, but also with the assertion that Joe is going to prove everybody wrong and be an extremely valuable piece for the Flames going forward. And you know what I have to say to that? Prove them wrong, Joe. Prove them all wrong. I would love to have my skepticism mean nothing in this case. I would love for Joe Iginla to turn into a cornerstone piece that we drafted in the 3rd round, and everybody's shaking their heads thinking, how did we pass up on another one of Iggy's kids? But for right now, alongside the butterflies in my heart that come along with having another Iginla on the Calgary Flames. This one's a reach. This one is definitely a reach to me. But again, prove him wrong, Joe. And honestly, part of me doesn't care if Iggy was involved in selecting Joe or not. The Flames are insistent he's not an nepotism pick. I honestly don't care either way. It's Joe Iginla. Whether it works out or not, that's still cool. And hey, for all we know, now that he'll have an increased role on the Vancouver Giants next season, and hopefully past all his injury issues, maybe he comes out in his draft plus one season and shows all that promise that he showed at Rink for 2 or 3 years. Let me know what you think of this pick. Are you happy Joe's coming? Are you disappointed in the reach? I completely understand both because I feel both. This pick is polarizing. I understand the strong feelings connected to it. But at the same time, part of me is still always gonna smile that there's an Iginla on the Flames again. Do all the YouTube things. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, go Flames. Go Joe.